Hey, welcome all. Welcome. TSM here. Okay, welcome to the May live raid stream. So here we go. This one's Mastermind. It's the first of the new events. Okay, we're using our MK2 hulls. Some of us have gone fully upgraded, some of us haven't. Okay, some of us have got a full fleet, some of us haven't. It's the first of this set. Okay, then, so we're not expected, I think, to have everything prepped. Okay, and the builds, we're still not absolutely certain on what we're supposed to build. Okay, so it's probably wise to take a look at that first, I think, before we do anything else. Yeah, hi guys in chat, by the way, welcome, thank you very much for joining us. Okay, let's take a look. So I've also got nothing building anywhere at all. Let's take a look at the hull. Let's see what we were talking about. So the concern basically was, do we need to go with more hitting power? Okay, and bear in mind I've not gone for the classic, let's just upgrade to X1 straight away, because I think that'd be a bit unrealistic. Okay, and I'm probably not going to hit with a full fleet this time as well. I'm probably going to drop one ship, even though I've got all 5 ships now at U3. But that isn't realistic for most players, I think, at the moment playing. So is it anyway? It's so everything that we know about is basically this, isn't it? So we know obviously that these are the specials that are predominantly the ones to go for, and that's been discussed on Hefe's show and on the TFC page as well by a few individuals, that sort of stuff, you know. But it's this last special, and there are 3 real things that we can look at here. We can do a couple of things if we get into the right areas, okay. And when we look at obviously corrosive, which is what we want to look at, okay, and then there are a couple of things, particularly in the limited areas. So as we said, the chaff splitter is one of the items that you could go for, which is available, and it's usable and fairly decent, okay. But you can go back and use some other things as well. There's a previous version, obviously, which is the bolstered bow, if that's all you've got. But taking that aside and going back to all options here, you may want to go, okay, and go into the limited and then pick up instead. And actually, he says, where is it? Is go for Hyper 30 to give you a bit more combat speed, a bit more evade. We did notice that in the VXP target, there actually was a couple of missile turrets in there that were accuracy based as well. So that's an option, okay. But the other option, which is basically what I've gone for, the other option, sorry, I say it's chaff splitter or it's acid diffusion system. So what I've gone for basically is to try and keep my fleet all the same speed, okay, but I want to have 2 different types of ships because I think it might pay, which we're going to give it a try. I may be wrong. I've kept a couple of refit tokens just in case, but we're going to test it out because actually what I've gone for on this fleet particularly is on the flagship itself. If we look at the refit, I've actually gone for Hyper 30, and I've actually taken off one of the damage specials, and I've put on evade upgrade as well. That has boosted my defense then on evade, okay, up to 72.9%, so 73%. And if I use evade crew as well, and my alliance points are up as well, so we've got the alliance bonuses on top of that, then we're hitting up around the high 80s, or the mid 80s anyway, for our evade for that flagship. Okay, but notice the combat speed then, because I've gone for the Hyper 30, is 84. Okay, so to match that then, obviously, I've had to go for then the acid fusion system, because that also gives you the bonus combat speed of 30. So that's basically it. That's my goal, really. Basically, I'm looking at, I think everyone's looking at either it's some ships to hit heavily, okay, and some ships to try to do some evade, maybe like the flagship. It may be the wrong thing, and I may change it down. I think though, if you have only got like 2 to 3 ships, I don't think this is a concern for you. Okay, as we noticed in the VXP target, actually, I would probably not go for this one, and probably go for the extra power that you get with the chaff splitter, because you gain multi-shot, and obviously you also gain corrosive damage as well. And you can speed them up a little bit by using, you know, like a Sea Serpent's crew for turning around, etc. And it also increase your evade a little bit as well. But you can also use the sub crew as well, which gives you 10% combat speed. So there are other ways around it. I think killing things fast is more important than hitting things, getting there quickly but having less damage output, to be honest. But like I said, those are the 3 options. There aren't really any other options, to be honest, and I don't know if it's the right thing to do. So let's have a little look in the prize table. They have added a couple of extra things. Let's not worry about skins at the moment. The main thing obviously is this new Rockslide Heavy UAV. Okay, and the statistics on it are okay, but it's no game changer. Okay, limit at the moment is 2. I'm sure more will come later. Okay, however, I think to get these to work, and I've spoken to Daniel and a couple of others as well, and they agree that you would probably have to change faction from what I am currently, which is rad, to ballistic, then to get these to actually do anything worthwhile, that it's meaningful to move away from the protection that you get from the SP1 turrets using radioactive protection. Okay, faction, sorry. So the tempered spire, obviously, which is of the bastion wall, to go with one of your portals. I believe is, I don't know if there's actually only one of these. Duplicate or a cap for the effect is only one, and they do keep playing around with the stats because it just seems to have different stats now to when it was first out on the game update. But anyway, yeah, armor points is massive on this, virtually double. Well, not quite double now. Okay, but the 500 bonus protection on deflections on all the basic incoming damage types is still the same as well. Evade bonus interesting, minus 25. Okay, it's tactical module, so that's quite interesting. So there are implications using that one as well. So what they also have added, okay, when we look at the PvP tech as well, is now you can get 2 extra Direwolf heavy turrets. Okay, they're also an interesting thing to play around with. I have got a couple in this base as well. You know, I do think they are better than the Rumbles now because they don't seem to do a great deal at all. But again, it's another one that you can't change the faction to have an impact on these. And a lot of people stagger their ships coming in or avoid them by other means. So yeah, it's okay, but with a range of 90, you know, a lot of people can do things to avoid these things. Okay, so it's about placement more than anything else. It's a pretty routine turret. You know, concussives have almost always built the same way, but the chance that you've got to have 4 in your base now. So I suppose on corners and that sort of stuff where you can slow them down, you might have a chance of obviously now making some real damage and that sort of stuff, you know, but it is damage over time, as it not like dot damage, but it, you know, you're chipping away at people as opposed to taking big chunks out of them. So it's about slowing them down as much as you can. So I would stick these in front of the new portal wall maybe, and hopefully if you're going to get the chance to chip away at them, then use them. Right, anyway. That's about it, to be honest. So yeah, there are interesting fleets attacking bases now, and most people are generally using longs. You know, in fact, the sub to come in and clear out the mines, longs to come in and obviously do the damage or be the tank, and then obviously the Helios is to come in and try to mort over the top of things and wipe you out. Basically, that's the general goal. Anyway, let's get on to looking at raid targets. Let's go out. We will use no crews to start with. However, I have got a range of crews that we can play with, and I'm noting I've only got an hour because I'm going to help Alfie out on his show in a bit. Okay, so we have got some Sea Serpents crew that we'll try out. We have also got Steelheads crew. We've also got a building damage crew if it is needed. Okay, and do I have one? No, I don't. I was going to use one of the splash crews, but we'll see what we need if we need anything at all. I don't need anything. I don't think just yet though. So let's have a little look. So people are having a little punch up. That's always good to see. Okay, a bit of PvP. I haven't got time for that at the moment. So targets then. As always in the first raid set, if you want to go for the golden, you know, X set, you've got to then pick up some of the older type turrets as well, and which is why they were selling you or trying to sell you a fleet if you didn't have one on the cheap, and that's the purifiers, because obviously there is a purifier target if you want to go all the way to the very, very top. We may have a chance to take a look at it. For now, though, we're just going to concentrate on the S set. Okay, then. And basically then we are going to take a look at the 100, which sort of should be the auto turret target, but we're actually going to go in this time and take a look at the target before we actually do any hitting, and then we're going to look at the 101 as well. We may get up as far as taking a little look at the 500, okay, and it'll be interesting to see which the 600 is for the purifiers, because it'll be a target we've seen before. Okay, so let's have a look at the 100 then. We'll zoom in because then you'll be able to see it a little bit better. So we'll just talk about what turrets are there first. So there are a couple of ships. Okie dokie. I'm not really sure what these are yet. Interesting, nothing sunk under the water. So, blimey, that's not what I was expecting. Okay, so these used to have an effect on enemy ships. So we'll see what these do, if anything at all. Those don't seem to have anything on the top of them, but I may be wrong when it comes to hitting them. These were kicking out drones in the, obviously, VXP target, so we'll see if that happens. That was a corrosive turret, if I remember rightly. So there's 3 of those in here, blimey. And I don't see any missile stuff. That looks corrosive, doesn't it? That looks corrosive. We'll have to play around and see what this stuff is. Okay. Right, let's just see what happens then. We're just going to let this go on automatic, okay. Now it started down there in the bottom corner, and I can imagine that's probably how it's going to do it every single time, because here's the open pathway to go inside, okay. We will just retreat, or go to the 12 o'clock position, and we'll hit it again, just to confirm. Right, while we're doing this then, we'll put a bit of music in the background. If it's too loud, let me know, and I'll turn it down. If you can't hear it, I can turn it up. Unless you don't like music, then I'll leave it where it is. Okay, so here we go then. Yeah, so the start point is always the same, so that's good. We're not going to do nothing at all. We're not going to direct this fleet. We just want to see the pathing now. That's all we're really interested in. See exactly what happens. When we come to driving, I might drop one of the ships off, like I said, just to see what the damage effect's like. So some stuff is coming up. So there's a new turret type, so that's probably missile. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's missile. What ship was that hitting? I'm not sure it was hitting anything, to be honest. Might have been heading for the flagship, but it didn't seem to have done any damage. Okay, so we're going to start spouting drones. Yes, we are. So we can one-shot them, which is not too bad. That was what I was hoping for. Bear in mind, I have got a full fleet here. So what we're trying to do is trying to get a default answer on what does it take if you are only available to use this, like on your phone, using a browser, and all you can do is actually auto. Okay, that could be done a lot better, probably from the outside. We'll see. Mike, you just love my voice. I know you do, mate. So it looks about 30 minutes damage. Bear in mind, this is half repair time as well, as it always is. Don't worry about the fire effect on the sea, because obviously that's them blowing up, the drones blowing up, and they have a 30 or 40 range damage. Oh look, those could be outranged. That's quite nice. So even on auto, those are getting outranged. Quite like that. Is that target over? It certainly is. Okay, let's have a look at then at the auto damage with no crew and see what that comes up with. Okay, so penetrative as we oh, no, I didn't expect it to be actually penetrative mostly. That's interesting, that. Okay. Corrosive is only 1% and resisted 22, but obviously you can't evade it because it's an area effect. But we did manage to evade some of the penetrative, okay, and resisted some of the other, okay. But we actually took 6%. Damage-wise then, 26 minutes, okay. That is almost instant fix, but if you were autoing, you wouldn't be going back into your dock and then fixing, would you? You would just be cracking on, otherwise what's the point? Okay. So 26 minutes, and these are at U3, okay, not X1, okay, so that's the auto. So we will fix that, and we'll have another go, and this time we'll have a little drive around. We're going to drive around the outside first, I think, and just see if we can get anything to pop up. The thing we don't probably want to do is to drive around the outside and then set the drones off, because that wouldn't be clever. Okay, here we go again. I think 26 is okay, Si. That's, you know, 26 minutes, that's probably about 15 to 20 targets or thereabouts before you die. So if you are autoing, you know, you can auto that and then go and do, you know, the Ronin target if you want to go for that full set. Ah, Josh, that makes sense. Okay. So let's just probably confirm a few damage types. Probably there was a turret that popped up there, wasn't it? So I think this one is here just simply because in case you delay in getting in, then it'll go and hit that first. So let's hit this and see. We probably can't outrange it, but here it comes. So we might be able to hit all this from the outside, a bit of luck. Let's have a look. Yeah, there was a 12-hour repair token. That was quite a lot of splash. Look, from clipping that one item there, it managed to splash right across to the second one as well. So maybe if you go in and hit that one, it might splash and hit those. Like, so this is not really about perfect paths and that sort of stuff. That's not really what I'm trying to achieve. I'm just trying to get a general understanding. Can we range to this? Yes, we can. Okay, well that's helpful. Because if we do want to drive straight past that, that's nice to hit these first and do a drive-by, and then hopefully, if that's done for, I'm not sure if it is yet, we might be able to slide past. What the range of this is. And is there any benefit from hitting this on the outside? I don't think there is, but we can take that turret out from the outside, can't we? Which will help us rather than having two turrets hitting us going past here. Maybe we should sneak in and just see what the range is. I don't want to trigger these two, that's the only thing. Ah, okay. What happens if I try to get to there? Is he going to target me? Okay, so I can get that one. I wonder if I can get this one. So his range, I was wondering if this corrosive capital turret was going to hit me if I was hitting them. Oh, getting a bit of a lag, unfortunately. I'll have to refresh in a bit. Right, so that worked. So you can clip those, which is nice. Yeah, the damage is set right now, Josh, which is great, but it doesn't mean it's going to stay like this. So I wonder if I can hit that Ronin. Maybe I should have hit that one and then it might have taken that one out. I'm not really sure. Will he come out if I trigger him? What do you reckon? He is, yeah. I think I'd still rather do that from the outside. Now this is the key one. I want to see what happens when I hit this. So bear in mind, so I have a fairly fast, no crew on at the moment, but I have a fairly fast fleet. I am lagging a bit, unfortunately. So I'm not really 100% sure. Why is it stuttering so much? Yeah, it's terrible lag, isn't it? I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Wow, right, okay. According to that, I didn't get a great deal of damage, but I'm not quite sure why the lag's so bad. I'll see if it sorts itself out in a minute. Right, okay. So it looks like, okay, that so far damage has been absolutely minimal. It's going to be down to killing these off now, so we're going to take a slightly different approach, I think. Let's see if we can drive by this, and I think if it's what I think it is, which is a accuracy-based missile turret, I'm going to try and pull the flagship slightly further forward, probably a little bit more than that, so that it focuses on that one like that. wonder if I can do the same for the corrosive turrets. I wonder if that's possible. Thanks, buddy, mate. Good to see you. So I'm trying to get just one ship to take all the damage. Look, that seems to be a bit better now. Not lagging so much as well either. I shouldn't have gone near that one, but there we go. Now, is that worse, or is that... Sometimes driving is worse than autoing, so... We had 26 minutes, so... well, that's a good point, actually, Gary. I'll have to have a little look. So, 5% taken and 1% taken. And 12 minutes. Okay, so that has worked. That's halved my damage. So, oh, I do believe that's not... Let me just have a little look in base. I don't think that's even. I think the flagship will have taken most of the damage there. But 12 minutes is a good start, isn't it? So definitely the flagship out front helped. 8 minutes. So it looks like everything is going to be instant fix. Okay, so are we happy with that? That generally seems to sort of do the job. Blunt force 9 minutes. Good. So what I haven't done then is just gone in and bull rushed it, have you? So that's using a split crew. Let's just now play around. We'll add a crew quickly and we'll just go in there and drive forcefully. Is it better to use an evade crew, or is it better? No, because I think most of the damage is corrosive, which is not going to be helped with evade. That might help a tiny little bit. No, that's no good. A splash crew might help, but no point using these because it doesn't work with this fleet. Or this damage type, sorry. Let's try this, shall we? Triggering the drones from the outside is not so good. Okay, thanks for that. I will be doing that then. I do think going for getting that turret from the outside is a good idea, though. That tall corrosive turret on the left-hand side. And I think we need to, before we turn and go in, I think we need to pick on one of those drone sets first before we even turn the corner. Well, that's certainly not the right target. This is a 500. That's not the one we want yet. That's my bad. We do want to look at that though, but just not yet. Oh, I thought I saw 100 here somewhere. No, 500. It must have just refreshed. 500. There's a 100 there. Okay. So there's a bit of a method with a split fleet, and the evade ship did seemed to help, I must admit. So I'm going to go up and clip this one. Then come down and take out the Ronin. Those definitely can be hit. I reckon if I aim for that, I can probably get those two out the way. Let's see if I can get rid of the lag this time. It was terrible before, so... Let's just aim up. Okay. I'm not going to trigger that, and didn't see any benefit from hitting that at all. So it's just this Ronin. Then I'm going to try and clip this one once I've done the Ronin. Bear in mind that turret will pop up. Let's see if this works then, shall we? Nope. Oh well, doesn't matter. We know we can reach them from here. Interesting. So it splashed across those, but it didn't smash across those. So we will stay stacked this time, just to see the difference. Hello, Ford. How you doing, mate? So we're going to pre-target. So we're going to pre-target, and then we're going to pre-target. So we're going to go into the extremities now and pre-target things as we go by and see what difference it makes. I'm going to pick that set, I think. I've got to target something first, so I may as well pick that set first and then pre-target that set. I missed a drone, unfortunately. I probably should have targeted that first, but unfortunately I didn't get to do it. Now I've got to be careful to probably come down here. And I can go back up again. Okay, is that everything? I think it is, yes. Let's have a look then. So we've gone from 26 minutes down to, what was it, 12 minutes, down to 4% taken and 2% on the corrosive this time. Well, that's because I didn't kill all the drones straight away. And now we're down to 7 minutes, okay? So we're chipping away, okay? Chipping away nicely. And obviously, you know, if you really want to be cheeky, you could put a grease monkey crew on, and that's instant fix on the sea, and then no going back into base and that sort of stuff, you know. But driving, that's more than acceptable, isn't it? Let's take a little look inside. Yeah, I agree. There are paths, like I said, once we've done a few of these, people will be getting their videos up, and when you see them on the TFC page, go and support them. I'm sure Apex will have something up, and Crying Lady and a few others as well. So Mohammed, he puts up some videos as well. So obviously click on those and give them a like as well if you wouldn't mind. Right, okay, so we're quite happy with that. I just want to take the flagship out and see how we're doing. So pretty even damage looking across the fleet. Let's have a look then. So 1 minute across that, another 127 across that. And it's not surprising because corrosive damage is area effect damage, so it's pretty even. And fortunately, look, the damage down on the flagship is nice and low as well, so that's good. That's a good position to be in. So I think I'm quite content with this build. I would like a little bit more damage now, but I'm not going to change the build, I don't think, because obviously we get on X1, we get a time choose multiplier on our let me just go back and just double check, but I'm pretty sure we do. Yeah, you can't see it very well in here, but you do get, he says, I thought I did. What do you get in here? Splash 15%, combat, oh, you get a speed boost, which is quite nice, and then you just get some survival as well. Okay, so I've already got the multi-shot upgrade, so we get a bit more splash, which would be nice. That would help for drones, wouldn't it? You know. So I suppose the only other crew I could have rolled was to get the good old splash crew out and see if that helps. It's not going to help with obviously reducing damage, but it might help knock out some of those drones. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's something to decide later. Let's look at the other target then. So we do know that this is not the auto-friendly target. So this is the 101 target basically. And you can get some shards obviously for your A1 ASG 100s, so that's quite helpful. Where's it sent me? Oh, not too bad. 13 minutes away. I thought it was going to send me miles away. Right, so we'll take a look at this. We'll hit from the north first and see if it's gives us a decision to where we can go in, or it's going to tell us where we're going to go into. Yeah, the speed will help because if it's even damage across the fleet, as you allow your ships to get more damage, obviously they're going to get faster and stronger. So you could grease monkey it as well, you know, and let them damage for a while and then fix them. Although you will be burning away the crew, but the crew burns away as soon as you start it anyway. So I went in at 12. It's let me stay in at 12. Let's retreat. Let's go in at 6. In fact, no, let's go in at 3 just to double check. Well, I'm over here. That's no good. Let's go in at 3 and see what it says. Okay, thanks, Side. Cheers, good mate. So last time it was really important actually where you start on the previous raid sets. Let's see if it's important on this one. So there's one of those penetrative turrets. What do we got? So I think that's the same thing. It just looks, oh, it's directional, whereas that isn't. This is. Oh, okay, so let's just pause the fleet for a second. Let's have a look what we've got. We've got a directional turret there, so that we can not have to worry about, and that we can outrange, that we can outrange. That's a directional, so we can wipe this lot out just by going down this line at full range, so that's fine. Not sure why he's moving, but we'll have to look at that in a minute. Something's clearly going to pop up here in the middle. Ranged, but facing him. Oh, they're up now. Oh, okay, so there's that projectile turret that we were talking about. Sort of like a dodgy looking halo, isn't it? Okay, I'm not quite sure what the range is, but I'm sure we'll find out. So yeah, those fire inwards. We've only got about killing that, and I think that's the only one in this cluster, isn't it? Yes, there's only one there. So killing that and killing that is key. There's one on the way out here by itself, so we can kill that as a drive-by. We'll pull that flagship out in front, basically. This one fires outwards, so we need to kill that first to get into there. That one's a 360. That one fires outwards as well. That one fires outwards as well. Okay, and so does that one. So it looks like we need to go from right to left, doesn't it? So we can see then that those do nothing. I'm just intrigued what the range of these are because I really don't know. Right, I'm going to click this because I'm quite close to it. We're going to drag the flagship slightly further forward. And there goes the halo now. It should be done fire. And there it is. Okay, so we know roughly then that looks, if that's about 90, 180, something like that. Quite a good range. So we need to be careful now and not stop. So we'll stay at maximum range here for these, which means they shouldn't be able to hit us. We should be able to just do drive-by shooting on all this stuff here. Okay, that was beneficial. So that one there, like I say, it's got omnidirectional range. This one here fires inwards. We can outrange that. We can go and clip him, can't we? Again, we'll probably drag the flagship forward. Gotta watch those halos because they obviously will fire. Here it goes. So I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep driving through. So I got clipped, so I have to be careful. Look, see the little damage I got there? So I'm going to have to be a bit more cautious next time. Probably go in from this angle because I was driving across, so I'll probably stay within their path. So bear in mind these are dumbfire and they're definitely not very nice. We want to try and get rid of these as soon as we can before we clip the rest of the... I wonder if they've got it in a range. We'll have a little look at that. So that one's facing inwards, that one's facing inwards. So these two next on drive-by, probably focus on this one. I'm not going to split the fleet until I've got rid of these. Prioritise that big turret, and then we're going to prioritise that turret, And now we're good. The Ronins can come out. Let them come to us if they will. I don't think they're going to. Yes, they are. So we're going to pull them to us. But I'm going to have to go back and polish off those drones pretty quick. So I'm going to focus on the ship that's actually launching the drones first, because I don't want any more to come out. Okay. Not ideal. But it is a first look. Okay. So now I'm going to go in and then see what he's up to. I don't think anything else will target me once I go and take these out. So he's not going to bother me, is he? So let's see if these halos got in a range. I'm not sure if they have, but probably shouldn't have chased the Ronin like that. But we'll be careful because right. Okay, so I should take notice of that. So those halos didn't seem to have it in an arc, did they? They were firing all the way in, so that's not nice. That Ronin just keeps going in circles. Right, he's firing inwards, he's firing inwards, he's firing it. So I'm going to go for this one and then this one. I'll target this one first. Target this one next. Everything else is outrangeable. Is outrangeable a real word? I don't know. While he's driving around in circles, I'm going to grab him now. Okay, everything else seemed to be facing outwards, didn't it? So I'd like to get that first, then that. What about this one here? That faces outwards. Not easy at all, this. Not on first glance, anyway. Whoa, 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 why am I doing there? My bad, my bad, my bad. Gonna kill that glut first, hopefully. Yep, he's dead. And then kill the drones. I don't want another set of drones coming out of me. Right, and then this one here. This one here. Oh, I've got to be more cautious. Look, I'm not being very careful, am I? I'm keep crashing into these. I think an evade crew is going to help for turn because I'm facing outwards, facing outwards. Right, I can get all of these now. Well, I can certainly get that damage down. That was not very good, but at least we had a look at the target. Far too much damage. But I still think coming at 3 o'clock is probably the right way to go. That's probably about an hour and a half, blimey. Could a pinch work? It probably could, but I'd rather not rely on that, to be honest, Josh. 3% and 2% of the overall damage. Obviously, you know, it looks like lower stats, but it's obviously of damage. Resisted 39, evaded 26. And resisted 29 again. So that's because I've got, in fact, corrosive. I've got 3 corrosive armors on these and 1 penetrative. So damage wise, yeah, 49 minutes. So that's not pretty, is it? Okay, let's fix that. Let's take another look. Yeah, I would as well. Yeah, totally agree with you, Ford. Let's find another one. He says finding another one is never always straightforward, is it? When everyone's raiding in the same sector. Am I going to have to use the search facility? Yeah, unfortunately I am. Alright, it's sending me up here. Yeah, the 101 is going to be the one we're going to have to get down in timing, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, and X1's going to add speed, and we're going to need it. You know, we are. I mean, I drove into some turrets there stupidly. You know, I didn't. I think a turn crew would help me as opposed to a damage limitation crew. Let's have one more go at this, and then we'll have a look at the 500 quickly. Like I say, it's just an insight. It's not necessarily the how to do it. So we know the range, they're not even popping up yet, so maybe you dash in and get some of these before they even pop up, or maybe they pop up because you get close, I don't know. But we can definitely drive by these without triggering anybody. So they're just time killers, aren't they, basically? Oh, 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 too close, too close, too close. Not showing any damage, so... And then we'll go up and get this one up here. I'm not so sure these are doing a huge amount of damage, but let's have a little look. Let's see what happens when we go close to this. I think we might be able to nip this off as well. Oh, one more shot would have been nice. I'm going to be cautious not to turn around because obviously the halos are firing. Now I can turn around, so I want to be cautious not to trigger these too soon. However, I'm going to probably just drive straight into them if I do trigger them. I just don't want to have lots of drones after me. There we go. I can get him now. And then trigger him. Is this better? I don't really know, to be honest. That will smash, hopefully, that and that, which it did, and then we'll take this one out. And swing around and pick up the halo turrets. Is that a better path? Maybe that's better. I haven't done this bit yet. Probably a bit late to get the Ronin, but I'll give it a go. I'd already killed him, but he'd already started firing, so that's a bit of a shame. Okay, this is looking a little bit better. Let's try not to make ourselves look stupid this time, and let's try and kill this off. This is definitely a better way of doing it. Now, where's this one firing? That one's firing outwards, so I'm going to come down south and take this one out. And then try and come inside. Which way is he going? He's going that way, so he's overlapping as well. Okay. I'll try and clear this without triggering those if I can. That's the goal. Yeah, so second attempt is definitely better. Okay, these firing outwards, aren't they, all of these? So if I can get these to come out to me, or is it better I just go straight in and try? Yeah, maybe I go straight for the center. This is definitely an improvement, second time. So I'm aiming for the gluts. I want to kill him off first. Now the two runners, that's better, isn't it? Much happier now. That was still quite a bit of damage on the flagship, but... I should be able to just knock these out now. Now those are rotated. I think they're fixed in direction. So they did spin, didn't they? But I don't think that the direction of the arc changed of where they're actually aiming. Okay, that's more acceptable. I for a second go, I'm definitely happy with that. Come on then, what's that time? So we went from, what was that? Can't remember the previous one. Jeff's just sent me the link for his show, so we'll definitely hop onto that in a moment. 17 minutes. Okay, look, most of the damage on the flagship, we know that. There was a lot of penetrative in there as well, so that doesn't surprise me. Let's go back and have a little look. But I'm happy with 17 minutes. That means it's less than half an hour then to do both of them, isn't it? I can do a full set for less than half an hour. Come on, that's all right, guys, is it not? So long as they keep damage as it is. Okay, so that's a path that's worth keeping an eye on, and people will obviously be able to reduce the times, I'm sure. But okay, let's go and have a little look and just see how much damage we got. Because it looks like if all the other ships are even, then definitely so 9 minutes. Let's take them back and have a little look. So 2 minutes 6. Repair that one. 3:35. A little bit more there. 2 minutes 6 again. So that's 2 identical. So 3 of them at 2 minutes 6 and 1 were a minute longer. Interesting. And then the flagship took 7 minutes. Okay, so 7 minutes on the flagships. Let's go really quickly while that's fixing. Let's have a look at the Ronin target. Yeah, it could be. Give you that extra 10%. I'm not sure whether, I mean, if the penetrative stuff's hitting the flagship, which it is, Evade's got to help us, and the Evade crew might help as well. And it might obviously stop some of the penetrative getting through, so. But those numbers don't seem too bad at the moment. Bear in mind, they didn't scale it for 5 ships, and I've got 5 ships, you know. And you would get, obviously, more damage. No problem, Steve. Always welcome, mate. Let's have a little look then and try and find, like I said, we'll just have a quick look and see which Ronin target it is. Everyone's hit them before anyway, so let's just find one and just double check which one it is. So is this it here? Yeah, the 600, yeah. No, I think it's more than acceptable. I think it's definitely acceptable. The new gates for the portal, I think the new gate is okay. Is it a game changer? No. Is it going to help a little bit? Yes. But watch the stats. It's got some interesting stats in it. And obviously, you know, it's just another tool in the toolbox, isn't it? I mean, it's got a lot of armor points. But it's got some other stats you might want to look at as well. So, but that's PvP side of things. So, have we seen this one before? Does anybody recognise this one? Yes. Yes, we do. Yeah. Yeah, it's got the 2 funny turrets, and there's the ones with the ice mines that you want to keep away from, don't you? I can't remember hitting it. I'll have to go back and look at some previous videos. But I think there's one that lands about here, isn't there? And isn't there one that lands here in this corner or something? And obviously you need to get your frenzy built up first, so killing certain things. I can't remember if this was a top level target in the last raid or whether it was one of the lower one in something else. I can't remember, to be honest, but I do remember the target because it was annoying that gate wasn't open there because you have to go all the way around and then back on yourself to finish it off, which is annoying. Okay, so we know which one it is anyway. Like I said, I'm not going to bother hitting it. Sorry, not going to auto it because it's got that ice mine field effect and you actually get slaughtered if you go into there. Anyway, at least we've seen the target. So we'll recall that. Let's go back into base. Hopefully this ship will be good to go and we can go and have a look at the last target, which is the co-op target. The VXP, is that what it is? Probably is, yeah. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, we're down to, yeah, we're good, nice. So if you did want to do the X set, then yes, it looks like we can go out and do the Ronin target and then nip back in. And I'm fixed, so. Rightio, so this was the big one now, wasn't it? Which was the 500, wasn't it? Telling me there's not one closer than that. Wow, there's a lot of people down there. Oh. 500. Nothing closer. Yeah, there's one right there, literally. So we're going at 6. Let's take a quick look. In at 6 and started at 6. Oh my word, look at all those drones. Yikes. Nasty, nasty, nasty. So easy. Horrible drones right at the start. No drones down there, but there are drones again there. And it looks like there's stuff that's going to pop up at the top as well. Do you know what? Let's just have a mess about. I think when we get close, those drones are going to launch on us. So let's see what the trigger distance is. Apex, mate, it's normally about 5.5 days per ship. And then it's about 8 days, I think, for the flagship. Or thereabouts. In fact, I think Derpy put a new post up on TFC page. I'm pretty sure he did. Let me just 2 seconds. Hang on. I'll see if I can have a look for you, mate. Pictures. Yeah, here's Derpy's new sheet. Okay, so tier 11 PvE X1. If you're right up to speed, yeah, 8 days, 16 hours. If your Intel Lab's done, and for the normal ship, it's 5 days, 19 hours. Okay, so most people are probably around about here-ish in their Intel Lab 21, 22s probably by now. If you haven't done that first, just depends. If you're fully done, then obviously, and you may have a Kickside friend, sorry, a Facebook friend, which will speed things up a bit for you as well. But in general, that's what we've got now apparently. So, right, let's get rid of that. Okay, we're back. So let's have a quick look at this then. I'm probably going to see if we can trigger these. Oh, they're targeting. Look at them. Do we send in one ship? No, is that a dangerous thing to do? I don't know what the right thing is to do. What do you reckon? Let's see, because they have that explosive blow-up feeling, don't they? Are they even going to move? They're not moving. They're targeting just the one ship. So, oh. Was that the right thing to do? I don't know. It seems we've got a shitload of damage. I'm getting hit by everything, so that's definitely not the right thing to do. What a bloody mess. There's halos, look now, there's stuff everywhere, so that wasn't the right way to do it. You can auto it and map repair. Nice, we like that. Okay, this one's a bit of a puzzle. I don't really have the time to work out what the puzzle is. Damnation, hello my friend. I don't really have the time to work out this puzzle, but I want to try and get these two out at least before I get down to the clock. Bear in mind their halo is going to start firing at me straight away. So I've got to be careful to not get stuck in that pit. Because otherwise I'll be inside those red rings. So I'm going to try and draw these out and then get in there and get this dead. 81? Is that a next level down, is it? You can have a look at the 81 if you want to. Is that for the next set down, the A set? Must be. So I'm clipping that, then we're clipping this. And that, and that. And I've got more halos coming down. Yikes. Oh, this one's going to take a bit of thought, isn't it? Yeah, it may pay to go over here first and start and then work this way. That didn't seem like the smartest move at all, what I've just done there. You may have to get rid of some of this other rubbish first. Oh, there's clearly going to be more stuff popping up here. Yep, it's going to need some smarter play than this. I mean, do I go up and get the halos first and then actually take out the turrets, or do I drive by and take this out? I'm not really sure. The answer is yet. That probably is the solution, I think, to be honest. And then, I mean, look at the damage. That flagship's got mullered. There'll be roots. There'll be roots. Roots will come over the days as people start working out which way the best way to attack this is. At the moment, I don't have the time left now to do it. It's nice you can outrange that, so that's quite decent. But I can't stop because the halos are already coming at me. So you're going to need the X1 for the speed, aren't we? These are still slowish ships. Those halos are annoying. Okay, it's done, but it's painful. Look, it's nearly half a fleet. What's that? Probably 2 hours, 2 and a bit hours. And that's clearly not the right way. Let me just put the flag out front because it's nearly mullered anyway. Oh, they're not targeting the flagship by the looks of that, are they? They are targeting to the rear. They were targeting at the rear then, one of the rear ships. Okay, it's done. It wasn't pretty at all, and it definitely needs more work. So I'll leave that for other people to pop up a video, and they can show some good pathing and probably get it down considerably, because 2 hours 16 is a joke. I would rather do 3 or 4 sets of the other stuff, and it was a long target. So right, that's it. Okay, we'll finish it there. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it helps some people. Quite happy, or you know, virtually instant fix, and probably people will get that down to instant fix on the C for the 100 target, and actually getting us down with a bit of sensible, okay, and second round, okay, effort on the 101. Actually, it was okay when you pick it apart. Okay. Hey Jenny, how you doing? Thanks for joining me. Like I said, I've got to pop off now and get to the Hefe show. Okay, and he will probably have another look at some more targets as well as we progress through his show for the hour as well. So, like I say, enjoy your raid. Okay, have a good weekend. There's not too much to pick up in this raid set. Okay, and so do take your time. Okay, and yeah, enjoy. Okay, all the very best. TSM out.